So we are getting close to the trip. We are getting close to the trip now. I don't know what this is. This is Thursday. It's a Thursday in February, which is the date after yesterday and the date before tomorrow. So I forget what date it is today. But things are going along. So I talked with the RV people today. So we purchased this travel trailer at the Maryland RV show almost 2 weeks ago now, and so they're prepping it for us to have on Monday. I was happy that I talked with them today. They called me today to make sure that they had all the parts. So when you buy the trailer, you don't just buy the trailer, but they have to make sure you have the right hitch, and they have to make sure you have the right connectors for the power brakes. So the trailer itself has brakes on it. Then you have to have this anti-sway bar. So if your trailer starts swaying, it kind of tries to make it stop swaying. So they have to have all these other gadgets when you actually buy the trailer. So I talked with our mechanic today, and he just made sure that he has all the proper equipment. So that's a nice thing. Again, whenever you're dealing with vendors, whenever you're going to be buying stuff, having them call you and verify that they have the proper equipment, that is always something that makes you feel good. And also with this company, going with a reputable RV dealer or travel trailer dealer, is we have learned a lot about these travel trailers, and it really is. There's more to it than simply connecting it to the back of your SUV or your truck. So I am happy we're going with a reputable dealer to buy one of these trailers to make sure that we do get all the gadgets, that it is equipped properly, that we are shown all the things. Because I thought it was a little simpler than it is. It's not complicated. It's not like horribly complicated. A 6-year-old can probably figure all this stuff out. But there is enough there that if you don't do it right, I could see that you will definitely get yourself in trouble. So going with a good dealership, like I say, we're getting all the brake connectors that we're supposed to have. We're getting the anti-sway bar. We're getting all this stuff. So we should be good to go. So we're feeling very good on that. As far as the Tonto front goes, it looks like Tonto's going traveling with us again. I don't want to get too excited. I don't want to get too emotional one way or the other with Tonto, but it looks like Tonto is getting better. It looks like his not eating may have been because of the drugs. Has been eating more and more and more. He started eating more wet food today, and he even started eating his dry food again. So he's definitely eating. He is definitely eating. He's definitely getting enough calories for a corgi. And so at this point, it's basically whether or not we can get him back onto normal food. And I think we will. I think whatever he had, whatever meds they gave him must have just really royally screwed up his stomach. Because he seems to be coming back. He seems to be coming back. So that's a good thing. So it goes back to that whole deal. You never know what life is going to give you, man. One minute we thought we were going to have that boy for another 8 years. The next minute we thought we were going to have him for 4 months. The next minute we thought we were going to have to put him down a couple of days ago. And now we're like, hey, look, he's trotting along. Who the hell knows? And the worst part is, like I say, is we actually got to talk to the vet that we really like and we really trust. And the vet, and then even with that, the vet said, well, yeah, bone cancer is normally really nasty, except that this is a really weird presentation of the bone cancer. And so actually how it's being presented, theoretically, the cancer may outlive him, as in he may end up dying of other reasons years down the road. And you're just like, so doc, we're just kind of paying you to spitball. Is that like, no, he's a very good vet, but it really is like, okay. So again, Tonto may be here for another couple of years, or he may be gone next week. At this point, who the hell knows? So we're down here in my basement because it is night now. I don't know if you can see out the window back there. I was out doing things today. I went to go see Ron. So my buddy Ron, he runs this thing called Baltimore Tech Breakfast. So it was weird, going to talk to him for like the last time in a year. Like we normally get together every month or two or whatever and just talk about business and technology and all that kind of stuff. And so getting together with him and bullshitting and all that and realizing, wow, this may be the last time I do this for a long time. Hell, the way things go, this may be the last time I ever do it, right? So I went to see him today, and that was a good fun time. Gonna see Tony next week, going talking with everybody, getting ready for the big trip and to leave everybody. Oh, that's a weird thing. If you look down here, like I say, we're in our basement, and I'm getting stuff together. So all that kind of stuff is going to get donated and go off to places like Goodwill, and the Baltimore Robotics Center is a organization I donate a lot of stuff to. I have to go over and clean all the stuff off the shelves and all that kind of stuff. Basically, we have to prep this for leaving for a year. I mean, like, since we have a house sitter, we don't have to worry about being absolutely perfect. But because we have a house sitter, it does all have to be clean and organized and all that kind of stuff. And you don't realize how much time and energy it takes to clean and organize your house. Like, to organize your house to the point where you can give it to somebody else for a year and they feel comfortable. If that doesn't want to make you burn everything to the ground, I don't know what will. The big thing, though, that I've been noticing today is the whole fear emotion has started to set in. Like, whenever you're going to be doing any adventures or whenever you're going to be doing anything big in life, you get really pumped for it. You get very motivated for it, and you kind of you get yourself all excited to do whatever it is you're going to do, and you tell the world this is what you're going to do, and you give this very outward appearance of being very confident in what you're going to do. Like, of course, this is the smartest idea in the world. This is the most awesome idea in the world. This is the greatest idea in the world, right? But even while you're saying that, you have like this internal fear inside. And for me, that little fear kind of turned on today, where it's like the bottom of my stomach has like started to drop out a little bit as I realize, wow, we are really leaving for a year. Like, we have already made the agreement with the house sitter that she's moving in 2.5 weeks. The RV, the trailer we're going to have on Monday, like, all of this stuff is already set up. And we have got 2.5 weeks, and then we've got to leave. And it's one thing to be like sitting on your lawn and looking at your house and kind of giving it the middle finger and you're like kind of screaming about suburbia. It's one thing like, doing that and then going into your kitchen and, eating some hot food and going to your bed. But then there's the point where you actually pack everything into the RV and you leave. And you're like, eh. And there's the point where you realize you are really packing everything into an RV and you're going to leave. And it's like, right? And that's the thing, is there is a lot of fear in this kind of stuff. That's something that a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't actually go out and do anything that they should really be worried or concerned about. And so they don't realize how much fear and concern there is for those of us who do. Because it's, again, like I say, we put on this outward appearance, like we're confident in what we're doing, that we know what is going to happen, that this makes absolute sense. And what a lot of people don't realize is there's a lot of unknowns in this. There's a tremendous amount of unknowns. The unknown unknowns. What was it? Donald Rumsfeld said, there are the known unknowns and the unknown unknowns. And when you're going to be going out to do something like this, there are so many unknown unknowns. Like, the whole idea, I am going to spend a year with my wife in an RV trailer that is a fraction of the size of this room. I mean, simply that. I mean, I love my wife. I love my wife dearly. We have been together for 9 years. Again, we basically moved in together after three days, actually, not even 3 dates. And we officially moved in together after 3 weeks. So I truly love my wife. But on the other hand, like, the thought of, I am going to be with this woman in a box for a year. How is that going to go? We're just taking Tonto out. I mean, Tonto seems healthy. Tonto seems okay now. But the whole thing is, we're taking a terminally ill dog on the road. I hope that doesn't end up being something horribly tragic. Or even, simply pulling a travel trailer behind my SUV. It's like, I am kind of scared of it. I'm not worried about it, but I am scared. There is this fear, this whole thing of, oh my golly, I'm going to be dragging this trailer across country. What is that going to be like? And it's one of those things that I know I'll get over, that I have to deal with. If you want to take an RV trailer around the country, hey, guess what? You got to drive it there, right? But there is that fear. There is that kind of nausea that goes with it. And that's something that a lot of people don't realize. And I think that's why a lot of people don't go on adventures and they don't go out and explore and experience, because they think they don't realize other people that do this have those same emotions. And so when they have the emotion, they think that there's something wrong with them. Of course I can't go out and take an RV around the country because look, I'm scared. I'm scared to pull a RV trailer around the country. What the hell am I thinking? Obviously I can't do it because if I'm scared of doing this, then obviously it's not something for me. And you know what I'm going to tell you? Me, Eli the computer guy, I am scared. I am. I really am. Like, I am really nervous. Like, I cannot verbalize how nervous I am about going on Monday to that RV dealership and picking up that trailer. It's gonna suck. But you know what? That is what is required in order to be able to go out and do the things that we want to do. So realize that when you're dealing with things in life, and realize that when you're going to be going out and doing stuff, because that's what I see so often is people say, well, Eli, you don't understand, Eli. I'm not like you, Eli. See, I'm scared. See, unlike you, I'm scared about this, and that's the reason I'm not going to do it. And then I want to like smack them. Because I'm like, that actually is about one of the most insulting things you could possibly say to me. Because I am scared. I'm scared of all this shit. You know what it's like to fly to India when your only plan is that you're going to land in Bombay on like January 17th, and 4 months later you're going to fly out, and that is your only plan? It's not. It is not the most relaxing experience. You know what I'm saying? Like to go into Bombay airport, and in the airport you're already getting bitten up by mosquitoes, and you sit there and you just think, what the hell have I gotten myself into, right? But people want to skip that. People don't want to think about that. People want to think, well, you're confident. Well, you don't have the fear. You can go out there and you can do these things. But you see with me, I'm worried. Unlike you, I'm worried about myself, or I'm worried about this, or I'm worried about the other thing. And it's like, yeah, no, I'm scared crapless half the time too. And that's the other thing too, to realize when you're talking with people that go out and that actually do things in the world, is that so many times, again, one of the most insulting things you can do is, I know so many of these wannabes, I could, I want to, I could, and then they start talking about all this stuff when they haven't actually done it. Again, traveling around the world or being in the military or doing any of these things. And what you find is, if you actually go out there and you do these types of things yourself, is that there are going to be a lot of come to Jesus moments. Come to Jesus moments, come to Allah moments, come to the spaghetti monster moments. There are going to be a lot of moments when you just sit out there and there is nothing but you and the great damn abyss. And you have to come to terms with whatever you think your life and reality is about. And one of the issues is you get so many of these wannabes who start talking about what they would do in the circumstances. Like, well, if I went to India, what I would do. If I was in the military, this is what I would do. If I was getting whatever, this is what I would do. And for people that have actually been out there and done it, it's just like, it's beyond belief, because you sit there and you go, you weren't there. There's a lot of things you think you will do up until the moment that you actually have to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? Like we can sit here and we can have a beer and we can philosophize about a lot of stuff in life, and then there's the moment where you have to do it, where there is no option, there is no way out. You can't go left, you can't go right, you have to go straight ahead. And at that time, you have to come to terms with who you are as a creature on this planet. And you have so many of the wannabes that just sit there and they blather on about what I would do is. And that's for the people that have been there and done it, where it's just like, shut up. Shut the hell up. You don't know. I didn't know. They didn't know. Nobody knows until the moment. But then the people keep blah, 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 blah. So that's my thought. So a year from now, when I'm going back and looking at all these vlogs, I'm sure I will laugh at this moment. But yeah, I really have to say, I can't truly verbalize it. I am nervous. I am truly and honestly nervous about going to that RV dealership on Monday. I'm truly and honestly nervous about 2.5 weeks from now when we actually pull out and we go. We start heading out. But the thing that I look at, what makes me go forward and what makes me move ahead is the question is what are the other options really, right? I look around at everything here, and I've done this, and it's been interesting. Some things have been good, and some things haven't been so good, but I've done this. I don't want to sit here and do this for another 5 years, right? So the option is, if I don't do this, what's the next thing to do? And so we decided to go on the RV. So really, there's no option. And that's what you find, that's what I found in life, is when I talk about fear, I don't have an option. Like, I don't understand people that think fear is an option. Like, I'm scared, and therefore I won't do it. Because I guess I have a more refined view of fear, in all honesty. Like, what I'm really scared of, and I have been scared of since my 20s. It's a little weird to say now because I'm a little closer to the age than when I started saying this. But I swear to you, what I'm scared of most is being 45 years old, in a house that I hate, in a job that I hate, with 2 kids that don't like me, and a wife I don't really want to be with. That's what scares the crap out of me. That is what sends a chill to the very core of my being. So you know what? If dragging a travel trailer around the country is going to keep that from happening, that's the lesser fear right there. You know what I'm saying? That is the lesser fear. And I think people would be better off if they thought about that a little more. They thought about what they should really be scared of. What is the real fear? And you see that so much with people, where it seems like so many people's real fear is, what if I die without doing anything significant? What if I die without really doing anything that I'm proud of? And then you're like, okay, well, go out there and do something significant. Do something that you're proud of. Not that I'm proud of, that you're proud of. Well, you have to understand, Eli, I'm not like you. I'm scared. And so you're like, so for the small fear, you're going to risk the far larger, scarier fear. It's not something that I would quite go for. But I guess that's why I am me and so many other people are other people, right? Oh, wow, yeah, look at all this stuff. So those are the bikes that we're taking, and yeah, all this stuff. It has been an interesting, so 4.5 years in this house. It has been an interesting 4.5 years. Learned a lot here. I've learned a lot. But you know what? And the other thing, that's one of the things, trying to talk to you guys about in this vlog. Sometimes one of the things that you learn is what you don't want. And again, that's why, like, there's some snarky people on there. There's some trolly people on there, saying, well, if you're not happy there, you're not going to be happy anywhere. And it's like, you know what? Honestly, sometimes what you learn in life is simply what you don't want. It's not always what you want. It's not always like, oh, I learned about this and I want that. Sometimes it's like you get something and you have it and you use it, and using it, you realize, what the hell? We have 2 human beings in an absolutely massive house that costs a stupid amount of money to heat and cool, and takes like fucking maintenance workers to actually deal with. Even if I can't afford it, I don't want to deal with this crap. You know what I'm saying? So that's a final thing. Final thought for today. Sometimes what you learn is what you don't want.